There was a small village deep in the woods that had a dark secret. It was said that every year, on the night of the full moon, a ghostly figure would appear in the village square. Nobody knew who or what the figure was, but everyone knew to stay away from the square on that night. One year, a group of friends decided to spend the night in the village to see if the legend was true. They arrived just before sunset and set up camp on the outskirts of the village. As the night grew darker, they could feel an eerie presence in the air. At midnight, they heard a faint whispering sound coming from the village square. The friends cautiously made their way towards the square, staying hidden in the shadows. As they approached, they saw a figure standing in the center of the square. The figure was tall and thin, with long bony fingers and a hooded cloak that obscured its face. It stood perfectly still, staring straight ahead. The friends watched in horror as the figure slowly turned to face them. Suddenly, the figure let out an ear-piercing scream that echoed through the woods. The friends ran for their lives, but the figure was right behind them. They could hear its footsteps getting closer and closer. As they burst out of the woods and into the open field, they turned to see the figure disappear into thin air. They never spoke of the incident again, but they knew that they had come face to face with something truly terrifying. Despite their terror, the group of friends returned to the village on the next full moon, determined to discover the truth behind the ghostly figure. They set up camp in the same spot and waited for nightfall. As midnight approached, they once again heard the whispering sound coming from the village square. This time, they were not afraid. They had come prepared with cameras, recording equipment, and other tools to investigate the mystery. They cautiously made their way to the square and saw the figure standing in the same spot as before. But this time, they noticed something different. The figure was holding a small object in its hand, which it seemed to be examining closely. The friends crept closer, trying to get a better look. Suddenly, the figure looked up and locked eyes with them. But instead of screaming, it simply turned and walked away, disappearing into the darkness. The friends were stunned. They had expected the figure to attack them again, but instead, it seemed to be showing them something. They searched the square and found a small, ancient artifact lying on the ground where the figure had been standing. The artifact was inscribed with strange symbols and appeared to be of great historical significance. The friends brought it back to their university for further study, and soon discovered that it was connected to a long-forgotten civilization that had once inhabited the area. In the end, the friends were able to uncover the truth behind the ghostly figure and the strange occurrences in the village. It turned out to be a fascinating archaeological discovery, but they never forgot the terror they had experienced that first night in the woods. As the friends continued their research into the artifact, they began to experience strange occurrences. They would hear footsteps in the halls when no one was there, and the artifact seemed to emit an eerie glow when they were alone with it. It was as if the ghostly figure had followed them back from the woods. Despite their fears, the friends were determined to uncover the truth. They consulted with experts in the field and uncovered more information about the ancient civilization that had created the artifact. It was believed to be a powerful talisman, capable of summoning spirits and controlling the elements. As they delved deeper into the artifact's secrets, the friends began to experience vivid nightmares and strange visions. They saw the ghostly figure again and again, each time beckoning them deeper into the darkness. Finally, one night, they all had the same dream. They were standing in the woods, surrounded by a thick fog. The ghostly figure appeared before them and gestured for them to follow. They followed it through the woods until they came to a clearing where a portal of light opened up before them. The friends hesitated, but the figure urged them on. They stepped through the portal and found themselves transported to a strange, otherworldly realm. The air was thick with magic, and they could feel the power of the artifact pulsing in their hands. Suddenly, they heard a voice calling out to them. It was a voice from another time, speaking a language they could not understand. But they knew it was the voice of the ancient civilization, urging them to use the artifact to unlock the secrets of the universe. The friends knew they had a choice to make. They could stay in this otherworldly realm and unlock the secrets of the artifact, or they could return to the real world and leave the artifact's power behind. In the end, they decided to return to the real world. They left the artifact behind, knowing that its power was too great for them to handle. But they never forgot the experience. and they knew that the ghostly figure would always be watching, waiting for someone brave enough to unlock the secrets of the universe. The friends left the artifact behind, and over time, the strange occurrences and vivid nightmares subsided. They went on with their lives, but they always remembered the eerie feeling of being watched by the ghostly figure. Years later, one of the friends returned to the village deep in the woods, and he was surprised to find that the village had been abandoned. The houses were in ruins, and there was no sign of life anywhere. As he made his way to the village square, he felt a chill run down his spine. The ghostly figure was standing in the center of the square, just as it had been so many years ago. But this time, it was different. The figure seemed to be at peace, and its eyes glowed with a warm, welcoming light. The friend approached the figure cautiously, and the figure spoke to him in a voice that was both ancient and wise. It told him that the artifact had been returned to its rightful place, and that the power of the ancient civilization had been restored. The friend knew that he had been given a great gift, and he left the village with a sense of wonder and awe. He knew that the ghostly figure would always be watching, but now he felt a sense of comfort and protection rather than fear. And so the story of the ghostly figure and the artifact came to an end. But the power of the ancient civilization lives on, waiting for the right person to unlock its secrets and unleash its full potential.